So I would like to introduce Mr. Amin, and his wife came with him as well. He's here to continue the discussion about Hinduism, and then also to add, as Gaurav did yesterday, sort of the concept that he brought to show us about meditation. Dilip is going to be speaking mainly about, in part about Hinduism in America and about the concepts of and issues around intermarriage. So kind of broaden our understanding really of Hinduism. So please, without any further delay, please. And this is period 5.
Namaste.
Religions.
Gaurav told me that you are a great student, a lot of questions. I'm really excited about it. Now, 20 or 40 years down the road, you may be some CEO of the company, you maybe have some non-profit started because you feel so passionate about, maybe a religious leader you may be. So in that respect, I see this is my honor to be talking to you. Because you will be shaping the world. In this course, not this class, but in general, think of it that now you have an opportunity to shape this world. What kind of world you will leave behind for your next generation? So think big rather than just what's in me for my grade in this class. So with that, we'll talk about Hinduism, but not Hinduism, something more beyond that. And I will do is, I will start with the Hinduism is quite different religion. We'll cover some God concept. Also weave in a lot of things that what is in for you today, that you can keep it for your life. And interfaith marriages is my expertise. That's a book I wrote it, guided 1,200 youths around the world. And if time permits, we'd like to talk about interfaith marriages. So to start with, you have two drawbacks being in America learning about Hinduism. When you go on internet or any published information, 95% of the published information is written by non-Hindus. And many of them were written for evangelical reasons. The second drawback is you are studying Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Abrahamic faiths. And so you have those glasses, you are wearing those one. And now looking that, okay, Hinduism, let me find what is it in Hinduism. I would request that you have to remove those glasses, Abrahamic glasses, because you will totally get confused. Nothing will make sense in Hinduism, because Hinduism is different. So to make my point, I'm starting with comparing Hinduism to Amazon forest. Nice green lush giving nice oxygen, but it's still a forest. Versus nice big American farm, very efficient, producing a lot of stuffs and very productive. So here I'm not trying to say one is better than others. It has own limitations and all that. So to start with, people ask me, who is the founder of Hinduism? Duh. It's a God thing. It's a faith. Why some human has to found it? I don't have any answer. You will be interested, what is the beginning of earth and when it will end? Hinduism, as far we know, it was there for thousands and millions of years, and it will be there for thousands and millions of years. The world is constantly in flux. The past is done. You don't have any control over. The future, you don't know what will be coming. So your focus should be the present. That's the most important. Present is what is important. People may be looking for what are the rules, what are the commandments, what are the doctrines there. We don't have the you shall not eat cow or beef. Nothing like that. We just have a high level dharmic guidance that this world, it's not made only for human. It's not a human-centric religion. There are plants, animals, the Mother Earth, you're supposed to bow and be thankful because you are able to stand on it. That's a whole fundamental concepts. Other thing is when you take a cow, slaughter it, it goes through so much pain, its own siblings, and they go through so much pain when you separate them, just for your taste bud. Is it that important for you to have that taste, or you don't have other choice? Yeah, go ahead, eat it. So it gives us very many dharmic guidance, and we're supposed to follow based on very high level guidance. That's what we are. Further, people ask that what is the Hinduism structure there? Forests don't have any structure. I mean, we don't have any center. And if it is a center, center is right inside you. Hinduism is when you're looking for God, you're not supposed to look outside. You're supposed to go inside. God is not sitting there. God is right inside your Atma, your soul, Atma. That's your jiva. It is the sitting inside. The day you realize who you are, who is inside, you will be in nirvana. You will be in total bliss. You will be in total peace. This again, we don't have any middleman. Meaning, if I want to achieve God, I don't need Bhagavad Gita to study and appropriate. Even if I did not read it, that's okay. I don't have to go to the Hindu temple. My connection to God is direct. It's right inside me. If I use the other explanation that who is this person standing in front of you? People will say, well, that's Dr. Dilip Amin. Let's say I'm dead. My dead body is sitting here, laying there. Now the question comes, who is this person? I'm exactly same thing. Oh, that's a dead body of Dilip Amin. He's no more Dilip Amin. So what happened to me? Because my jiva, the Atma, the God has gone out of me. So I'm no more. So whatever I'm wearing, this thing, nice fancy things, it's all disposable. It has no meaning. And that's why we believe in incarnation. That God cannot die. So once you die, your body gets into new body and reincarnate. Just like a forest. The tree dies, tree don't die, it just came from elements. It goes back to the element. It gives nutrition to the next sibling, the plants coming up, and it becomes the next one. So, yes, please.
So when someone dies, like in Hinduism, how do you honor the dead? Like in Christianity, you would maybe keep their ashes in a house or bury their body in a place that you go and visit. But is it the same thing in Hinduism? Or
we cremate them, and then we take the ashes and put it in a holy river. Sometimes when you read looking for Hindu scriptures, you find out that so many scriptures which one I'm supposed to read it? We have so many scriptures, and Hinduism, we never try to like in Bible, as you know, that it was so many stories and so many script informations, and they were sorted out, voted out, and ultimately nice, clean. That was it's everything is left as is, and people writes it and views different way. So we have, and plus Hinduism has so much diversity. So we say diversity is part of our uniformity. And other thing is the others are not threat for Hindus. For example, you are Christian. You are godly people, you have your own book, and you are following the God. So no problem. It just fits 100% perfectly with Hindu concepts. No problem. Keep on doing those things. Hindu never try to convert anybody because we don't have to. You are already set in your own ways. Why I have to offer you something better? Because we don't have anything better to offer. It is because we don't say you have it is something wrong. That's what we don't see. For example, in corn, it's a corn in a wheat field is a weed, and weed in a corn field is a weed. And dandelion is definitely weed. Versus in Hindus, for example, in 600 years, those Jewish and Parsis, they got persecuted in Middle East. They came to India, And in last 1500 years, not a single person ever tried to convert them. When they came, Hindu king says, oh my God, you are Jewish people, we don't know what to do with it. How do you pray? What do you do? So they says, we have a synagogue and all that, we don't understand, but we can help you build it. And they built the synagogue for Jewish people and all that. And so many years, there was no prosecutions, whatever, from those two people in India. Now, whatever it is, even Hindus were controlled by Muslims and Christians, British rule, I mean, for almost 1,000 years. Somehow still we have a billion Hindus, 1 in 7 in the world. And now, if we switch to who is God, why there are so many scriptures, so many names of God, so many religion? The Rig Veda explains it this way. Ekam Sat, there is absolutely one truth. But Vipra Bahuda Vadanti, that the sages calls it by different names and forms and all that. So as far as Hinduism concerned, whatever you are doing, it's just different ways you are praying it, and we have many ways, you have your own ways and all that. So that's why Hindu don't see others as a threat. Further on, as you know that Hindus have so many gods and goddesses. I don't know the numbers, how many millions we have. So what is it? Actually, these are not gods and goddesses. They are the divine manifestations of that one big divine. And if I use analogy, that it's a sun. Sun is so immense. You cannot relate to sun because you cannot feel it, see it. But if you go out in the balcony, nice cold breezy day and sun rays falls on you, feels good. So you can relate to sun rays, not to sun. And same thing over here, that these are considered, they are the sun rays, they are part of gods. For example, or other way to look at it is Hinduism it's like a big government organizations. And Goddess Lakshmi, which department is that? If anybody knows, Lord Lakshmi, that's Department of Revenue, money god. Goddess Saraswati we have, that's a god of education. When we start any new activities, Lord Ganesha. When I want to be practical, living in life, having nice romantic lives, Lord Krishna. So we have so many different these devis and devatas. We can go and take the guidance from them in particular situations. Let's focus on Goddess Durga. Actually, you are all Goddess Durga. Let me explain you how. This is the Lord Goddess Durga. Now first you say, oh no, all those weapons and it sounds scary. No. A New York City cop carrying gun is not a violent person. He has for a reason to bring the safety. So that's the objective here. Other thing is, if she's a violent person, look at her face. Look at my wife's face. She is Goddess Durga, believe me, truly. She has always nice, calm face. But who is this guy then? That's me. I'm married for 42 years. Whenever demon goes in me and start giving her hard time, being irrational to her, my God, she fiercely has hurt me. But the thing is, I realized after so many years that it is for good. She wants to give me so much love and affections, and she wants me to grow and things. And she wants me to be the just good person. And if not, I know that I'm going to be corrected. So, too bad the boys are not in this class, otherwise I invariably say that you get married and you want to be happy, keep Ma Durga's photo in your wallet. Reminder that she's a Ma Durga. If you give her a true love, if you give her respect for what she deserves, you ladies will really reciprocate 10 times more love to the person. I believe you will agree to it. So that's about it. Now, Hinduism has so many ways of reaching to God. In everything we have so many options. Sometimes it gets confusing even to Hindus. Raja Yoga. Yoga is a path or ways to reach to God. Raja Yoga, meditation, you just sit and meditate to God. Gnana Yoga, that's what you're doing, collecting knowledge about everything. Karma Yoga, you go and do public services. But if you think of it, those first three yogas are many times difficult for common average person, probably very poor, uneducated people. I mean, they just, they cannot read, or to meditation and all that, those are such a, for very highly focused people. So this Bhakti Yoga is very common and very easy to follow. Bhakti Yoga is basically you divine, you just have devotion to God, particular Devis and Devta you pick it. And then we have many rituals. Now, if you come to my Hindu temple, that's Sanatan Mandir, and you are welcome to come anytime if you have any time interested. You will see so many Devis and Devtas over there. Now, invariably, if three people are sitting there in our mandir, one may be praying to Lord Krishna. The person next to it may be praying to Lord Ganesha. And the third person loudly says, I don't believe in any of those. I don't need any of them. But the interesting thing is, three of them sitting right in this temple, they don't feel offended by each other. Yeah, you pray to Howard, you don't believe in this thing, that's okay too. Because he may be following the meditation path. Because he may... So point is, different way of praying is not something wrong, nothing wrong. Yeah, pray as you want, as far as you are being a good human being. That's the bottom line. Other thing is, we take God as not something, we take God as a somebody, our own friend, buddy, like I mean, we give them the food, God to eat. God, please eat the food. We give them the new clothes. We give them bath. And many people, my friend came to me, our home, they bring their Krishna with us because she cannot leave it to a babysitter, the Lord. The point is, it's a sort of meditation for them that they do is these things, rituals. So their mind gets away from all those other worldly things and they focus on God. That's the design. Not I'm less into other rituals, I'm more into knowledge part. So it's your choice. Now, this Bhakti Yoga is not something only something new for Hinduism. I mean, if I go to Catholic Church, I see so many bells and whistles. It's the same thing, Bhakti Yoga. Muslims, Kaaba. There is a Kaaba, some structure there, and people are praying around. It's the same, no difference. Jewish people have their Jerusalem wall to pray for it. So meaning every religion, God is so abstract, so big, and when something is so big, so abstract, no shape, it's really difficult to focus. So you need to find out some focus point, and then you know, it had. So that's why we have so many different ways, options there. Now, probably you saw this article, Lisa Miller's article. She says, we all are Hindus now. What she means that, and I'm glad that Americans slowly start learning more about Hinduism, what we are about. Conceptually, we are becoming more like Hindus in the way of God and ourselves and the eternity. 65% believes that salvation is possible by other faiths, becoming more pluralist, which is good, rather than being an exclusivist supremacist that I'm the only one, or my God is the only true God. 24% believe in reincarnation, and more than a third choose to cremate in America. A lot of people are becoming vegetarians, and yoga studios are opening up in every town. So, with that, if we switch gears and tell you what are the essence of Hinduism, and this dharma terms is so vital, but it gets very difficult to explain sometimes, understand what is dharma. Dharma came from a word dhriti, meaning to uphold. There are some rules and regulation, some rules and regulations in this world, and that's why world is moving. If I give you example, let's say I'm over here, I got a heart attack, I fell down. What you will do? You will take out your iPhone, 911, ambulance, police will come over here, I'll be taken to the hospital, doctors will do surgery on me, pharmacist will give me medicines, and the Uber driver will bring me home. Why I am at a peace, enjoying my life? Because everybody doing their own dharma. And that's why my life is better. So point is, if you do your dharma, just worry about you doing your own dharma, whole world will be automatically better for everyone. Now dharma is not only limited to human being. As I said, this is not a human-centric religion. A plant's dharma is to give us apple. The cow's dharma is to give us milk. Even the electron, inert material, has its own dharma. Electron's dharma is to move in particular orbit. The day electron decides that I don't want to follow this dharma and stop being adharmic, the whole world will crumble up in 1 second. So what you need to do in your life is whatever your characteristics, whatever your selection, whatever your nature, true nature, based on that, whatever you decide to do in life, just focus on doing those things, do with a full heart and all that. That's your dharma. And if you do that things, ultimately good results will come out. And it will be good for all. That's dharma. Karma is the act, what you do for it. There are positive karmas, negative karmas, and probably you already learned about it. But Lord Krishna said in this book, and that's a very beautiful, if you don't remember anything, it is very high concept, but remember this one. You do your karma without expectations of fruits. So vital, so difficult to believe. Wait, I'm studying here. I don't have to worry about what grade I will get it. Oh damn, I want to make sure that I'm going to, that's my first focus, what grade I'm going to go. I was a cancer research scientist for 42 years. People ask me, what do you mean by that? You go to job and you're not going to worry about how much pay raise they get? I don't care whether they give me 3% or 5% pay raise. How does that's not going to change my life. The honor is to work on the cancer patient discovering drug. I mean, that's a high focus I should be keeping on. And if you do that thing, things falls in place. So remember, your job in your life, and if you do these things, it is very hard to believe, very hard to comprehend, but keep doing it. That your job is to just keep doing dharma. You fail, doesn't matter. This is what you believe in, this is what you wanted to do it, keep doing, keep doing. And that's the way to be successful, that's the way to be happy right now. Ahimsa, you know, non-violence is one of the very fundamental teachings of Hinduism. Again, since everything else also has a lives and beliefs, I mean, you cannot take somebody else's lives, maybe animal or even some little ant, for your benefits. Because, based on that principle, it's for Mahatma Gandhi, British, such a big, in 1900s, I mean, they were so powerful and strong. If Mahatma Gandhi thought that let's take the guns and stones to knock Britishers down, probably he would have failed. Instead of that, his simple thing, okay, no ahimsa, that's it. We will not harm you, but we will not let it go. We have our dharma is to own this country and we'll do it. You keep on beating as much as you want it. And you should see one of the Dandi Kuch Gandhi movie. Amazing, they will one after another keeps on coming. British keeps on beating them to death. They haul them to hospital, and the next team comes. Finally they got tired of it. Point is, you have your dharma, keep following it. Don't have expectations. Follow the non-violence path. It's going to be win-win for you and all. So now with that, you may be wondering, let me take you my story, personal life. When I was at your age, I had to walk 5 miles to school. 116-degree hot sun. My flip-flop will not be working. It keeps on breaking in. Sometimes I'll be carrying so many books in my hand. I did not have these backpacks. And I don't have the plastic cover. It's a monsoon, rain pouring. Now, as soon as I say all those things, you say, oh my God, that must be really horrible life to live. Or must be really hard. Surprisingly, it was so fun childhood. I will go back to there anytime. So where is the disconnect? Again, remember one thing. Especially people living in the Bay Area, all blessed, living in this such an excellent school district, remember this point. Happiness is not material. Happiness is what you have today minus what you want to have, desires. In our childhood, our desire out of life was zero, zero, zero. So even if some little tennis boy, some toy to play, oh my God, that's just joy for us. Happiness, people misinterpret. Happiness is, no. Happiness always comes in a small, small packet, small, small packet. And that's the real happiness. Real happiness, real bliss of life. If you want to be really happy, always look for small, small thing. I see this nice smile and it just makes me joy. See, that's the real happiness. If you want really that big happiness, really you feel happiness, then what you do is get the cocaine injections, put it in your vein. And then you have a really big spore of happiness. But you know what it's followed by. It's just followed by such a big depression phase and you pay 3 times more later on. So the point is, don't look for that big happiness. Life is just about all small, small happiness. When bad thing happens, doesn't matter. Ignore it. That's my dharma. Let me keep on doing dharma. I failed, so what? I'm not looking for fruits of my action anyway. So why I should be disappointed? Wholeheartedly. So keep this thing in mind. It will make your life so much happier. And believe me, if you are happy, you will make people around you happy. Your parents will be happy, your siblings. And once you are happy, then others will really like you. Oh, this is a nice girl. I mean, I like to associate with her. I mean, she's always positive about it. But it will, give you a lot of one over other one, a positive feeling in life. And that's the way to joy. It will also help in your married life when you are later on in that situation, because the other party says, wow, you have a little positive spirit, you are always happy, and yeah. So again, if take-home message is that Hinduism is a different religion. We have so many ways of following God, depending your prakriti, your nature, characteristics, liking. Follow the way what you want. Pluralism is a fundamental teaching of Hinduism, that love and respect for all, and including animals and plants, and karma without expectations of fruits. And message is, if God is one, then go beyond religion. Be humanist. Be dharmic. That's my message. Thank you. Sure.
Ask a question. We were discussing, and I do want to give you some time to talk about your work with intermarriage.
Mm-hmm.
The question that came up in a class before is about the current situation in India with the laws and citizenship
Perfect.
laws.
Yep.
Feels some contradiction or conflict with the
Very
idea
true.
of
Very true.
respect for all.
CAA, we are talking about that current law for immigration reform. You have to remember certain numbers, that 31% to 8%, 23% to 3%, and 8% to 14%. That's 1947. India and Pakistan they were all one. They got separated, and that's today. And that's number of minorities. In Bangladesh, minorities were 31%. They were all driven out. Right now, only 8% left. And I have no doubt that it is to the extinction, just like it happened in Afghanistan.
Just
In
clarify,
Pakistan,
in Pakistan and Bangladesh, you're saying that percentage were minorities, i.e. non-Islam,
correct.
and that today only 8% are non-Islam and
The rest are all Muslims.
3% are non-Islam in Pakistan.
In Pakistan, they were 23%. All of them are driven out, including Ahmadiyya Muslims. It is illegal for them to be a Muslim, Ahmadiyya Muslim.
And this was an effect of the partition, correct? That the
This
partition moved
partition.
people from back.
No. Partition is over. People already moved on there wherever they wanted to do it. I'm
Okay.
talking about after done.
After
They are settled.
partition, okay.
And after partition, after done, they decided that they want to stay here. 23% decided to stay there. Even out of that, they were driven out. Only 3% left. India, Muslims were 8%. Now they are 14%. All the big Bollywood stars are Muslims. India president was Muslim. Muslims are, so many big names you will find in Muslim. Versus Hindus or non-minorities over here, they don't exist. They survive, they are happy. So big picture, keep in mind. Absolutely big discriminations of minorities to them. Now, these people driven out, where did they go? They did not came to America. Switzerland did not took them. So thousands and millions keeps on filtering from both sides to Bangladesh and Pakistan. They came to India. Now people living in India, Hindus, somehow making their living for 50 years. They have few generations passed. Their children came, but they don't have any legal status. So they are stateless, living in India. Government has to do something about it, right? So government decided that yes, we will give all those minorities we will give them Indian citizenship because they are part of it. They are not going to go anywhere. Not America is going to take them. So let's give them. Now problem people have is that including all religion except Muslims. They want also Muslims, any Pakistani or Bangladeshi Muslim wants to come, they want them to include too. Now that's their country. Why they will be discriminated? Why they have that, and plus Muslims, they have so many Islamic countries to go to. Why they have to settle in India? Many Pakistanis terrorists infiltrated in India, Kashmir. We don't want to give them citizenship. Many of Bangladeshis infiltrated into Assam recently for for economic reason, because India is much financially better than other two countries. So why those people came for financial reasons? They don't have any reasons to that. So point is, people discuss all those. Yes, Muslims are discriminated in India, but they don't forget the whole history, where how much discrimination going on in the other countries. And India has already 1.3 billion people, no place to speak. So they want India to just open up the floodgate and any Muslims and anybody wants to come to this side? That doesn't make sense to me. So yeah.
Just, I guess it's for us to see this issue as not particular to India, but it's a manifestation of immigration issues and geopolitical issues that are around the world, and how that's manifesting itself, you would say, in India is with this law and with this, that this is the way the Indian government is dealing with a geopolitical problem that other governments are dealing with, but in different ways, in different contexts.
Actually, this is just India's inherent problem. We've been fighting for last 20 years to Indian governments, whatever government, that these Hindus are already there here. Indian government should do something. So now this government is taking care. Now Indian government has excluded Pakistan. Now all of a sudden American politicians start bashing India that you cannot discriminate based on religion. What is America is doing? No, these Russian Jews and Christians are discriminated. America says Jews from Russia can come to America and will be given citizenship. That's discrimination, religious discrimination. Why only Jews? Why not all other Russians, even atheists wants to come if they are discriminated? America made an amendment to that law, that's a Luttenberg law, and they made a law, that amendment, that anybody from Iran, if they are Baha'i, Jew or Christians, if they are discriminated, they are allowed to come to America. I mean, this is I'm talking about many years before. They are allowed to come, but why are you discriminating Muslims? America is discriminating Muslims. So point is, the whole thing, people don't discuss, the people who are bashing, they themselves are not seeing the full picture. When I read the articles in Wall Street Journal, I mean, they keep on bashing about, oh, student protests and this, but they don't never give this all those fundamental statistics, where it begins it and what America did it. And when it comes to the Lisa Miller article, I've been in America for 43 years. That's only one article ever I saw which is a purely saying positive about Hinduism. I'm so proud of it. I framed that piece of paper because I know I never saw it. I'm never going to see it before. Oh my God. Anything? Take home? Yeah, please.
Well, okay, I'm curious. I think, aren't the Muslims already in India who they're the people who are trying to apply for citizenship? So by denying those specific people citizenship, you're saying you have to leave India? Or
That's a good point, yeah.
Okay.
That's a separate issue. I did not bring up, but I'm glad you are well informed. So now India is saying that India don't have a citizenship registry there, and they want to implement a citizenship registry. Meaning anyone will have to show that, yeah, they live there. We have an Aadhaar card, like a driving license, and they can show, and you get a citizenship. Now these people are arguing that while poor Muslims may not have anything, and they will be discriminated. It's just hypothesis, they will be discriminated. But as a matter of fact, there are more poor Hindus in India, uneducated, without documentation in Hindus, because Hindus are 80% anyway. So more number of people than Muslims anyway. So this is all hypothetical, that they will be discriminated. They may be discriminated while getting citizenship. But it has no basis.
Relating to the interfaith marriages, like what is the, like for Hinduism, like where does that stand? Like are you supposed to marry like that?
Okay, let's
Good
take
transition.
5 minutes. Good transition, thank you.
Oh.
40% of you, as per the statistics, will get into interfaith marriages yourself. So this is, if you listen to me what I said, you will have a good chance of having a very happy, successful interfaith marriage life. What I've been doing research since 2006. This is my website, interfaithshadi.org. Considered 1200 views, and now I have summarized in this book. Now, what I did the survey found 38% of Hindus in America married to Christian Jews and Muslims, large percentage. I did a survey and found 45% of Muslims marry also interfaith outside Islam in America. So that's a big number. So interfaith marriages are very prevalent. One major difference, at least what in my hand I have found, majority of the Hindu, when they marry interfaith, they try to incorporate something from the other side's faiths. Let's find out something 30, 40, 50% here, there. Incorporate. Majority of the Muslim, I don't have a number, but something very high numbers, will want the other party to convert to Islam and raise children only in the Islamic faith. Doesn't make sense to me, at least in America, where people are all very highly educated people. So this is my message. If you marry interfaith, you need to learn to share two faiths, respect each other, and has to be equality. What I am saying is this is in line with American values. The interfaith child, like interfaith youth like you, one day, should have liberty to decide what you want to do it, how you want to marry it, not the religious institute. in line with American values, justice. To ask someone to change their religion just for marriage is a very wrong practice and it should be abolished. That should be absolutely no conversion. You are what you are. Why the other party is still asking you to change your fake change to somebody's religion just to please their religious institutes? That's wrong. Liberty. Your child should have liberty to follow whatever faith she desires. Best example is Barack Obama. Father Muslim, mother Christian. He was undecided. Till in college, he decided he wants to be Christian. That's the interfaith child's decision. I admire it. That's the way it should be. Interfaith child should have the liberty to follow their own faith. Interfaith child to give a religious label when it's 6 months old is a wrong practice. And equality. Both the faiths should be followed 50%. That's my message. I hope you agree to it. And thank you very much.
Can I ask a question about that? Whether you feel that your perspective as a Hindu and all the things that you talked about, the essence of Hinduism, informs this perspective on interfaith marriage, whereas faiths that may feel differently about who God is and everything like that, might feel a sense of need to make sure that that doesn't get lost in in their duty and what they feel is important. I mean, I don't know if you've had conversations with other.
She is worrying that the other party's needs are there. So am I going to fulfill their needs or not like that? That means, are you going to be ready? If you are, let's say, ready to marry, loving, sorry, put you in that spot like that. But in a Muslim person, that means you have to give up your beliefs, your ideology, and convert just to please the other party. Let me explain this thing. Quran 2:21 says that a Muslim can only marry another Muslim. A slave Muslim girl is better for you, Allah said or Muhammad said, than a non-believer or polytheist, idol worshipper, kafir. So so Muslim should marry only Muslim, I agree. Then 24:31 says that when a Muslim boy or girl sees somebody from other sex, they're supposed to lower their gaze and walk away from that situation. If they are supposed, Quran says to walk away from that situation, how can you be in love relationship, had romantic relation for 5 to 10 years, and now you are trying to tell me that now you follow 2:21? Selectively you are picking and chooses, either you are a Quran believer, then you don't even fall in love, then the question doesn't even come. You marry to somebody hijabi wearing in your own mosque and be happy. There is no problem I have. But don't come and love somebody else, have romantic times for years, ignore 24:31, and then all of a sudden, just 6 months before, it says, oh no, now 2:21, you have to convert to. It's nonsense. One should not buy into that kind of love jihadi ideology. I mean, you want to be Muslim, then be Muslim. If you don't want to be Muslim, don't be Muslim. You cannot pick and choose. Yeah, please.
You talked about interfaith marriage in context of America. What is it like in India? Like it wasn't accepted socially because, I mean, as there is in every other country in the world, there is a lot of tension between different religions. So.
We have an arranged marriage. Actually, it's an arranged choice. And somehow it's working out. But that I cannot expect it for my son. One of the son works at the Stanford. I mean, I cannot even propose that. Yeah, hell, let's have the arranged marriage. In India, interfaith marriage is, even in my city, Ahmedabad, which is a very big city, probably size of New York City, a lot of people anyway. But Still, majority of person, 95% marries within faith, more like arranged marriage. But yes, there is a large number now start getting into interfaith marriages. And that old thinking ideologies, that's changing. India is changing fast. Internet has reached there and people love those new things. Yeah. So it's whatever the old thing, what was there 50 years before, no more. So interfaith marriage is getting really rampant. And then all those 1,200 youths I have considered, my God, it gives me so much pain. As a matter of fact, I had this slide. Today at 4:30, one girl from, one Christian girl from Malaysia, she asked me questions. She says she's a Malaysian Christian girl in love with Malay Christian boy. Can we go to Singapore and get married? And can we solve this problem? I'll go back and give her really, really disappointing news. That Malaysia is a 64% Muslim country and they made it all laws favoring Muslims. Anyone marries Muslim must convert by law to Islam. They will not allow anyone to remain. So if anyone, any combinations, you marry to Muslims, meaning you must convert. So point is, those, and again, this is a state mandated laws. It's not that some practices, it's by law you have to do it. In India, yes, there are no such laws. Anyone can marry anyone.
But could a Hindu person marry a Muslim person?
In India, there are three pretty complex marriage laws. Hindu, when marriage to Hindu, they have to follow registered marriage according to Hindu Marriage Act. When Muslim marries Muslim, there is a Islamic Marriage Act. And when non-denominators marry each other, interfaith guy, they can marry by, we call it civil marriage, or over there it's a Special Marriage Act 1954. And they can marry by that when no religions are involved. That's by law. But the society may not be ready to accept that.
So they have equal protection if they're
Yes.
for intermarriage by law, but
By law.
But yeah.
But the way they marry, it the way you get married, that laws follow. For example, if you marry by the Special Marriage Act, civil marriage, then it's all laws are same. When it's a divorce, you prove it. If you marry by Islamic, for example, Hindu says, okay, you convert. He says, okay, I'll convert. And then they file it according to Islamic laws. The Hindu lady, the guy can say, talak, 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 that marriage is over, done deal, out. She will not have any custody rights, and because everything follows by the Islamic laws. So how you marry and how you file the marriage, that has a very large impact, and that's why I strongly recommend all people who comes on interfaith marriages, get married by the civil marriage. Yeah, I understand you are in so much law, you don't mind fake converting to some religion, but why, you never know. 20 years, 10, 20 years down the road, things could change. It is also true in America. For example, one of you fall in love with let's say Christian fall in love with a Jewish person. There is actually a very interesting case. In the Christian guy was told, Rebecca, the Jewish lady says, you have to convert to Judaism to form marriage. That Joseph says, no problem, I love you. They have a children born, children should be Jewish only. Joseph says, I love you, no problem. So that's agreement, and then they got married. Now they have a daughter. Daughter should be Jewish, so the daughter was raised as a Jewish. All of a sudden, now this Joseph has a change of his heart. He says, wait, I'm Christian. Even though he's converted, now his Christianity came out. And he took this Jewish daughter, and took it to a church live on video and got her baptized. So 2 stamps. One, she's a Jewish, and now new stamp, religious label on it. Now she's a Christian. It becomes a big media sensation. This could be a legal complication in America too. When you got married, you both agreed that children will be Jewish. That's your agreement, you got married. Even though in America laws, secular laws. But your understanding was they will be Jewish. If you are not willing to follow it now, you're not going to have child custody, or will be very difficult to get it. So that's why I'm saying, you ever get into that situation, don't get stuck into those fake conversions. If your true meaning, if you really truly love that other faith, yeah, that's a different story. But not fake convert just to please somebody's requirements. Yeah, please.
Okay, well, we have a couple of minutes left. I want to take a question, now that you've talked everybody out of getting married. No, I'm teasing.
You know, this is a time to learn it, not when it's things happens. And what do you learn today? Even if you forget, the day will come, or not for you, but your friend, you know what to do.
Okay, you had a question over here? Was there a question?
Yes, I was just wondering, so historically in America, there's a lot of negative stereotypes about women and their role in the household. And I was wondering what Hinduism says about women and what they can and what they can't do, because Hinduism has influenced Indian culture so much.
Very good, great question.
Okay, we'll
As I
end
said-
with the question too. Thank you. We'll end that's a big question,
Yeah,
so
big
we'll
question.
end with that.
As I said, that Hinduism, we pray to goddess. So many we have goddesses. So as far as Hinduism is concerned, we give, and whenever in Hinduism, whenever the Shakti, the power is described, it's always described as a woman. In our mandir, we have a ritual where we have young girls up to 10 years old, they line up all of them, and then people come and pray them and put this, like they are really God. So as far as Hinduism is concerned, women have equal rights and high respect. So far scriptures and all that concerned. Yeah, whatever you hear in media and all that, again, that is true. That has to do with this 1,000 years of religious, poverty and no educations because of we were dominated by other faiths. For example, you may hear the sati system. The woman, when the husband dies, the woman jump into the fire and dies. Sounds so awful. How can it be only in Hinduism? But you have to know that sati system was there mainly in the Rajasthan during Muslim king. When the invader comes and invade your kingdom, and when you lose it, you know what's going to happen to those ladies left over. They're not going to leave you alone and respect you. So instead of having all those gruesome life, living with some stranger, might as well end this life. So yes, it is an issue. It has to do with education, and otherwise India has Indira Gandhi, Prime Minister, so many, Sonia Gandhi. She's actually Italian-born Christian, and she's a higher, very powerful. We have so many politicians today, so it's a mixed feeling. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Lots to think about. Okay.